Amara Eichener rushed down the crowded hallway of the Grand Crystal Hotel, grasping her janitor's cart. Her hair was pulled back in a messy bun, her uniform dirty from hours of continuous labor. She hadn't slept in days. If you're new, please subscribe to our channel, like this video, and don't forget to share it with your family and friends. Also, let us know where you're watching from. Her little brother's medical bills were mounting, and every double shift was a mountain she was alone in trying to climb. She checked off her list. Next room, the presidential suite, 1503. At the same time, Zayne emerged from his luxury vehicle and into the chilly marble foyer of the same hotel. The young tech tycoon had flown in from Dubai to close a high-stakes business deal. Investors awaited. The fate of his most recent AI firm hung in the balance, but his temperament was grumpy. His private plane had been held up. His assistant had gotten his itinerary mixed up, and now his suite wasn't prepared. As he walked down the corridor, phone stuck to his head, fate stepped in. Amara, engrossed in her work, didn't notice him approaching. She came around the bend in her mop bucket at the same time Zayne came rushing around the same corner. Crash. Dirty water splattered onto Zayne's designer shoes and the bottom of his pristine white shirt. His phone flew out of his grasp. Time stood still. Amara gasped in alarm, her eyes wide with fear. "Oh no, oh God, sir. I apologize." Zayne's cutting gaze slanted into a glare. "Do you even realize what you've just done?" He snarled. "I didn't notice you. Please excuse me." Amara stuttered, shaking. Hotel employees turned to gawk. Zayne's voice was deep but lethal. "This suit has more in one alteration than you make in a year's salary." Humiliation scorched Amara's chest. She ducked her head. "It was an accident, sir." Zayne said nothing. He merely walked around her, dripping and angry. In his suite, changing into dry clothes, he grumbled, "This trip is cursed." He had no idea that the girl who had just ruined his day was going to turn his life over in a matter of weeks. Amara continued working the remainder of her shift with shaking hands and a lump in her throat. The whispers trailed behind her wherever she went. "You splashed water on Zayne Okoro. Girl, you're out of your mind." But gossip was something she couldn't concern herself with. Her brother needed medicine and was running low on it. She had to maintain this job, no exceptions. She was tasked to clean the upper floors that night. Her manager handed her a room card, Suite 1503. "The guest has stepped out. Be quick and thorough." Amara nodded, breathed deeply, and rode the elevator quietly. She still hadn't grasped that it was the same suite as before. When she entered, the room was spacious, up-to-date, and quiet, lit only by the dying sunset. Amara slid about quietly, cleaning surfaces and straightening pillows. Her legs hurt, her eyes stung. When she reached the master bedroom, her body just collapsed. Just a couple of minutes, she promised herself. She sat on the edge of the enormous bed, just to catch her breath. She didn't plan to sleep. Zayne came back late, annoyed and tired. The business dinner had not gone as well as he had hoped. He opened the door to his suite, relaxed his tie, and stopped dead in his tracks. Someone was occupying his bed. Not a thief, not a fan, a hotel janitor, snoozing peacefully, wrapped up on his blankets, a feather duster still loosely holding onto her hand. His eyes went wide. "What the hell?" Storming across the room, he took hold of her shoulder and shook it. Amara woke up with a start, pounding heart. "No, I'm so sorry, sir. I didn't mean to. Please don't." Zayne's voice cut through her terror. "What are you doing here? Are you crazy?" Tears rose immediately in her eyes. I was exhausted. I'm sorry, I didn't even know I didn't mean to doze. Don't fire me, please. He stiffened. Identification snapped. Her, same girl from the hall, the mop water, the pandemonium. His rage flared, but then stumbled. There was something in her expression, not merely fear, not merely shame, weariness, real deep, down weariness. Still, pride kept him stiff. Leave, he said, voice dripping with ice. Amara scrambled to her feet, almost stumbling in her urgency to get away. The door shut softly behind her. Zayne remained, not moving. Then, eventually, he sat on the side of the bed she had vacated. Who was this girl? And how was she getting under his skin? Amara's heart was racing as she sped down the corridor. Her legs were jelly by the time she arrived at the staff accommodations. In the locker room, she collapsed onto a bench and hid her face in her hands. Her fingers tasted still of the lemons, scented polish from the hotel. Her cheeks flushed with humiliation. How was she supposed to sleep in a guest's bed? Not any guest, Zayne Okoro, a billionaire, a tech wizard. A VIP, she knew she'd lose her job. Then, within moments, her boss burst in, holding a clipboard. Amara, what is wrong with you? I didn't mean to. You slept in his bed. Do you realize how fortunate you are that he didn't report you to the police? I promise it was an accident. I don't want excuses. He told you are never to clean his suite again, ever. Amara's head bobbed urgently. Yes, ma'am. The supervisor exhaled deeply. He didn't fire you. Consider yourself lucky, but don't screw up again. Understood? Amara breathed softly. Yes, ma'am. She did not go home that night. She visited the local public hospital, where her little brother Toe slept pale and thin. She pushed a curl from his forehead, her own fears forgotten in the sound of his shallow breathing. Back in his hotel room, Zayne stood at the window of his suite and gazed out over the city lights. The skyline glittered like glass. He had attempted to forget her, that unusual, reserved girl who had destroyed his day and then slept in his bed as if it belonged to her. He couldn't get her out of his head. Who sleeps that much? What kind of existence do people like that have? He opened his tablet and gazed at a financial report. The figures made no sense anymore. He closed it and leaned back, exhaling. There's something about her. He grumbled, something I don't know and don't want to feel. Not yet. This is just the beginning. Click to watch the next part and see what happens when love crosses class boundaries.